All right, Juan, that was a very important win towards the table. What was your message to the team prior to the game?
Not so much prior to the game, but the whole week.
Okay.
I believe last time we were here, I told you guys that we were gonna put ourselves in a position that we had the necessity now. I used the word necessity, and tonight we had the necessity to get the 3 points. The boys put in a very good shift tonight. I believe we could have probably put the game away earlier, and these are things that we need to keep improving, pushing forward. But it was a good game. I saw a lot of the things that we worked on during the week being executed on the field, and as a coach, that's all I can ask for. We put together a game plan. We give up the information when we do video and when we have training sessions. That information for the players become knowledge during the week, and then we have to see if that knowledge can be executed then on game day. And I saw those 3 things during the week and today in the game. So today is a positive day for us.
Goes into the half 0-0 with at least 4 big chances missed. You guys came out hot in the second half with a goal 5 minutes in. Just how did you want the team to react coming into the second half, and just your takeaways?
The boys reacted in the second half as we were expecting and we wanted to. They started the second half as they finished the first one, on the front foot, going forward, taking shots, running behind, and trying to create as many chances as we could. But at some point, listen, when you don't put teams away, and you have these young guys that are very talented, they're technically gifted, and tactically, I love what this coaching staff is doing in Atlanta too. If you don't put these kids away at some point, you're gonna get burned. And all it took them was one very good play from them to get behind you, and they punished us. So this is also good for us because we have to keep learning. We have to keep pushing forward. This is part of the process, and it's putting teams away. The first half reminded me very much about the first half versus Colorado. Is we're dominating, you feel confident, you feel good, you're at the front foot, you're creating chances, but you're not putting it away. So at some point, sometimes you're thinking, we better put this team away because we're playing against an opposition that at any moment they can get you in trouble.
Michael?
Talk about Janssen's performance, scoring the first goal, setting up the second goal.
Great. It was he did well tonight, very well. I think he was probably one of the best players in the pitch tonight. He's so versatile, and he could receive on the turn. He could run to space. He could go and pick up speed very quickly with the ball very close to his feet. But then he also has the ability to stop right away and then keep going. He's a great player. He's a great player. He's a great kid as well. And I know he was having sometimes a tough time because things were not really going his way. He was dribbling 2 guys or trying to take a shot and it was going wide, or he was losing the ball just in the last final touch. And those things were creating a bit of frustration. And we kept telling him, the staff and his teammates, how good and important he is for us. And it's good for him to have this kind of night because it builds confidence. It builds confidence individually for him and also the collective of the squad. Just not him. I think it was a collective performance tonight, and when you see the guys that played, I wish I was going to be able to give more minutes to the other guys. But it was great. It was one of those games that you don't want them to end because your boys are performing and they're doing well and they're doing things that you worked on that you want to keep watching them play. So it was one of those nights for me.
Yeah, I mean, Janssen, you've been able to use him all over the field, really. Talk about where you think his ideal spot is and just how you've been able to deploy him.
The good thing for him is that we can use him, and for us, is that we can use him in many spots. Like I said, versatile. You just said it. And I think he's better a bit higher up the field because, like I said to you, he has the ability to run behind. We're a team that we're so possession-based that we like the ball at our feet way too much. And at times, it hurts us. This is a league that you have to exploit spaces behind. We exploit spaces behind a lot from wide areas, especially on the right side. Memo did a great job tonight. And when Rito's there, or like on the left side with Ahsoka, Akeem, Darius tonight. We explore spaces on wide areas, but I always keep saying in central channels, we must keep trying to exploit spaces behind as well. And with Mika in that pocket, gives us that ability. I'm not saying that Charlie cannot run behind. When he does and runs behind, he's a threat. He had, I think, 2 chances in the first half by running behind to spaces, but he just likes the ball at his feet a lot more than what it is to run behind. Mika gives us that the ability to do both, and it's good for us, man. So I like him hired up the field.
Okay. Memo, very good game as well. His crosses all on point tonight. Just talk about the game plan with him coming in.
I told you guys 2 weeks ago that, in my opinion, he was probably one of the best crossers in the league.
Exactly.
And he showed it today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so happy and proud for him. I enjoy watching him train. I enjoy watching him play. And I can guarantee you guys that not just Memo, but every player that is starting or stepping on the field as a sub is because they earned it.
Mm-hmm.
They that's a culture that we have, and that's what we want to make sure that it is from now to from when we started till the end of the year, and is that the guys have to earn the right to step on the field. They earn the right to be on the 18, to wear the jersey, and then come on the field and have the responsibility to go. So Memo starting today and having the game that he had, he absolutely earned every single minute he's gotten, and he did a great job. So now, as a staff, well, we could just be happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team, because now it means that the guys that haven't been playing much are also pushing from behind, and the gap is getting a lot closer from the starters, and that's what we want.
What was the challenge like you gave up the goal it was so against the run of play. Was there kind of a shock at the moment?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't shocked because of the first half. In the first half, I was thinking, we're attacking. If we don't put it away, something's gonna happen.
Right.
And it happened in the second half. So probably I was already prepared for it. So I said I knew it. It's just I felt it. I felt that, listen, if we don't put this game away, these boys have the ability to score goals, and they're a good team. And when it came, obviously, my first thought was, okay, let's try to keep the boys mentally controlled, so they understand, listen, we're playing well, we're creating chances. Now we don't have to change a million things. Let's make sure we keep pushing. Let's make sure we keep doing the things that we've been doing, because they've worked. And that's how the guys kept going forward. We kept running behind, and we got the second goal.
Yeah, elaborate on that a little bit. Was the message there just to keep doing what you're doing and just keep pressing forward? Because it seems like nothing changed systematically. It was just
the message. Yeah, correct. Because if something is working, why should we change it? And it was working. We were able to find pockets. We were able to turn. We were able to get behind. We have to be more clinical, and the final execution, it has to be better. But that's something that for me, to make a substitution and be more clinical, is hard to change. So tactically, I didn't think we had to change much. Before the penalty, I was gonna make a tactical adjustment. We're gonna go with 2 strikers, but then obviously we scored the goal, and I decided to kind of slow it down and wait a few minutes to see how everything was gonna go. I saw that the guys didn't slow down and they kept going forward, so I said, okay, let's just now make the substitution, but tactically we stay the same way.
Okay. And we got another important game coming up.
Huge.
As you said, every game's important, but just what's the message going into this thing?
The message for my players, for the fans, for you guys, for who?
Everybody. To the team.
The message to the team is what I've been telling you guys since day one. We're in the West, we're in the USL, and everybody knows how hard and tough the West is. Every game for us, and the next game is the most important game, and we have to start seeing Galaxy as the most important game of the season. When we're done with Galaxy, then I'm going to start thinking about Sacramento as the most important game of the season. And like this, we're going to go all the way to November. The message is just, guys, let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep for me, it's important that we learn from mistakes. I think tonight we learned, listen, versus Colorado, this happened in the locker room. We mentioned it. We've dominated. Guys, don't slow down. Stay focused. Stay concentrated, because even we're dominating, we're playing a good team that has the ability to come back. And the guys kept pushing. So as long as we keep learning from mistakes and we keep pushing forward and we keep doing the things that we've been doing well, and also keep getting better at those things, hopefully we're going to be in a good spot. Galaxy is a good team, man. It wasn't easy when they came over here. Our boys put a good shift, and we got the job done. But I've been watching them, and this is a team that I've also enjoyed watching, and they're well coached too. So it's gonna be an interesting one, and that's it, man. And the message for the fans and for you guys, it's obviously the same message I tell my players, but guys, understand that this is part of the process, and we're the process, and this is our first year here, and we've been here only a couple of months, and it's new staff, there's a lot of new players, the game style, and the game model changed a lot from last year to this year, and we're adopting, and we're trying to push forward as best and as fast as we can. But let's not forget that this is a process. We live in a society nowadays that people are getting used to getting everything so quickly, man. Just between a click of a finger and they get everything in their hands, and people forget about the importance of process. People just think about winning, and it's not about winning or losing. It's part of the process too. Is how do you handle adversity? How do you handle resiliency? What are the resources that you have, and you're fighting versus other teams with different resources? And all of these things are as important as winning. So this is a process. We're gonna keep pushing forward. We understand how to do this, and our north is clear. Win, lose, or tie, I know the value of my boys. I know what I have in that locker room, and that to me doesn't shift. Just because we had let's call it not a great week last week when we played at home, I don't think differently from my guys last week when I was stepping out of the field than when I think today. Just because we lost versus New Mexico, it doesn't make us a worse thing that day versus New Mexico than what we are tonight, winning versus LA Galaxy. I know the value of my boys. I know what we have in there, and this is all part of the process. And you guys and the fan base are as important in this process as my boys and the staff and the organization. So all of us together is the only way to push this forward, and we need to keep pushing together to November. And I have no doubt, guys, that we're going to build something special over here.
I talk about Johnny Rodriguez and his goal, and it seems like he's had kind of an up and down year, injury issues, and
Well, Johnny, I love Johnny, and not every day Johnny's such a smart human being and a great soccer player, smart soccer player too, and he has the ability to keep pushing, understanding that he has the #1 player on the Golden Boot race ahead of him. And he understands that, and he's smart enough to also start learning from Otar as well, and developing and growing and being humble enough to support him, but also at the same time push him to keep him sharp. And again, it's another clear example of what I said about Memo and about all the other guys. Every player that steps on the field is because they've earned it. It's because they fought for it. It's because they've been working to earn the responsibility to get on the field. And that's what Johnny's been doing since day one. And he's fighting and he's pushing and he's growing and developing, and every minute he gets, look how meaningful it is for him and for all of them. And it was great. Listen, Johnny coming in and running behind and holding the ball and touching, and not just tonight, what he did in Orange County when we were in Orange County, what he did in New Mexico, what he did here when we were playing versus Orange County, because he draws a foul that Otar ends up scoring as a free kick. So it's, again, boys, it's a process, and this is all part of that process. And seeing growth, seeing development, and seeing the guys being so hungry and how much this means to them, it's unbelievable. It's important. And again, tonight was a good night. We played a young team that is very talented, well coached. We have to start thinking of Galaxy again, because it's an important match for us that can put us in the right direction again. I appreciate you guys a lot, man.
Great answer.
thank you.